Good morning, everyone. It's Ashley from Yoga for That. Happy Thursday. Another week almost over. I can hardly believe it. It's starting to look a little bit more like fall outside. It's quite dark when I wake up in the morning now, which is always a little disappointing, but I am really looking forward to wearing warmer clothes and wearing toques again and all the things that are pumpkin flavored, because that's just who I am. This morning I am thinking of again staying low to the ground but adding lots of movement. I don't want to say like Kundalini style because that's not something I'm trained in, but just this idea of lots of movement even though we're staying in some positions for a little bit of time. Of course, if it feels better to stay still, please feel free to stay still, breathe, meditate, whatever you need to do to feel comfortable. I have 2 blocks set up as well as my meditation pillow, which I actually really love to sit on. So make sure you have whatever you need out, blankets if you're cold. One day soon I'll have the fireplace going, which is always super cozy. I'll just hit record on my laptop. I'm not going to use my headphones today. I really don't think they were doing anything. So let me know at the end if things didn't make sense. But when I repost these videos to my website and to YouTube, I actually edit them to have the better audio on them. So I know it's kind of counterintuitive because this should be kind of the better version of the video, but I am hoping to get a new cell phone soon and then maybe investing in some headphones that actually work better with Instagram Live. Yeah, so it's coming. So get yourself cozy, grab some water, some tea, and I'll be with you in just a moment. Welcome. So taking a nice comfy seat again. If you want to sit on your blocks, a bolster, the floor, you want to lay on your back, you're more than welcome to as well. So again, whatever position your body just feels called to this morning. I'm a big believer in our bodies knowing what they need, so just make sure that you're kind of listening to those cues. And those cues can be anything from just, I'm not comfortable here, or maybe if you picture in your head how you should be positioned, your body or your mind kind of gives you an image of what that should look like. So find your comfy space. And again, you might have hands on your thighs, hand on belly, hand on heart, hands beside you, whatever feels good today. I like to have my eyes closed. It helps me stay focused, but some people might feel a little bit more anxiety or just feeling uncomfortable with the eyes closed. So if you do prefer having your eyes open, focus on a single spot in front of you. You might even put something cute in front of you to focus on. Maybe a picture or an ornament. And just imagine the muscles of your neck beginning to soften. You might notice the shoulders relax. And then imagine anchoring down through your sit bones, so those pointy bones in your bottom. And then as you inhale, allow that anchor to find length through the sides of your body. So you're still staying very anchored to the ground, but the body is growing longer and taller. And just begin to notice the sounds around you. As you begin to focus on your breath, focus on this moment, those sounds might become muffled or more in the distance. You begin to notice the thoughts that arise or that kind of whirl around in your mind. And it's not our intention in meditation to not think. It's to allow things to come up and then taking time to acknowledge them, but not dwell on them. And in the acknowledgement of them, allow them to pass through. And it doesn't mean we won't deal with them later or that they're completely gone. But it's at this moment you're able to just let go and allow yourself to be present in the stillness. You're welcome to stay still for a few moments longer, or if you're starting to feel a little restless, you might begin to add some movement into your fingers. And allow that movement to grow, so creating some circles into your wrists. And allow that movement to grow, and you might create some circles from the elbows. And allow that movement to grow, you might create some circles from your shoulders. And switch directions. And allow your arms to fall heavy, drop the chin down towards the chest, and just gently roll the head side to side. So no particular amount of time per se. Just allow the body to let you know how long it wants to kind of chill and breathe. I really like to allow my arms to fall heavy here. It helps to intensify the stretch into the side of the neck. And allow the chin to come back through center. Bring the gaze all the way up and allow the head to rest on the back of your neck. And then all the way back forward. This one makes me a little bit dizzy sometimes, so you can either open your eyes or just slow down and pause a little bit longer in each position. So we all are very different from each other, from ourselves day to day, so make sure whatever cues your body's giving you right now that you're listening to those cues. And just allow yourself to be in the moment. Alright, keeping my chin on the chest, gently flutter the eyes open and gaze forward. And then clasp the hands together. And then you can bring the elbows up however high you want, and you're just going to create some circles with the wrists. So I feel that as people are kind of getting back to school, and maybe even back into the office, or maybe you've just been working in, I work in 2 different spaces. So I work 3 days at home, and I work 3 days at my office, switch directions. So my desk setup is a little bit different, and I find the first part of me to get sore are my wrists and my back. Just because my body has to readjust everything. And pause. Arms forward, fingertips up, and then point them down. So these are just some wrist stretches you can do anytime. So whether at your desk, before bed, when you wake up in the morning, whatever you need. It doesn't take very long. It might feel a little bit fiery, which is good. It means the muscles are working. And then you're going to take your hand and just gently pull the fingertips back a little bit. You're not cranking the hand back, but you just want to intensify the stretch into the wrist. So this is where carpal happens right here, as the muscles get really tight and pressed down on the nerves. So by stretching them out, we begin to loosen up, other hand, those nerves, those tendons. And give your arms a little bit of shake. We're going to stay in seated. So for this, I like to create fists with my hands, and you bring your, I don't know what you would call this, knuckles, I guess, the knuckles together. And the elbows come wide, and you want to think of keeping the elbows at parallel to the floor. You're going to lift tall, so again, anchor it down through your sit bones, lift tall to the sides of your body, and you're just going to simply twist side to side. So this helps to warm up through the spine, so you might notice you're quite tight. So just don't go as far. So again, you can either keep your gaze through center like I am right now. This helps with any dizziness, or you can allow the gaze to follow the movement. I like to keep my gaze forward. I get really nauseous very quickly. I was always one of those kids that would read in the car and then get someone, Mom, I feel so sick, and she'd get so mad because I've been reading the whole time. But I loved it. I loved to read, so I would do it like every time, even though I knew I'd feel sick after. And then you might begin to notice the back opening up more, so you might twist a little bit deeper. So again, we're not using, with a more traditional twist, we can use a little bit of torque in the body to find that deeper twist. But in this, we are using just our natural body weight and momentum to find some more mobility in this one. For 3, and 2, and 1. Nice. Swelling that out. Take a few shoulder rolls here so hands can rest wherever they're comfortable. And I really like to exaggerate these, so draw the shoulders right up towards the ears all the way down and then up. And for some people, they don't have a lot of mobility in their shoulders, so this might look very different. So don't worry about how it looks. How does it feel for you? Switch directions. As you notice, when I do yoga, it doesn't look like the fancy yoga, and that's never been my intention. A lot of poses are very challenging for me because my body's very tight, and I'm fine with that. I like to keep it simple. Alright, and pause. We're going to take that twist a little bit deeper now. So you're going to take your right hand. I'm going to try to mirror you again today. So take your right hand, take it to the outside of your left leg, left hand to your low back. So again, we're anchoring down to the sit bones. We're finding length out of the hips, and then as you exhale, you're going to find that twist. What I want you to do is take the hand off of your thigh for a moment and notice if you came out of the twist a lot. If you came out a little bit, that's fine. But what we really want to do here is not use so much of the torque. We just want to use this as a kickstand. So you might find the twist and then use your hand just to hold you in your natural twist. You can keep looking forward. You can look to the side, or to deepen the twist, look behind you. Just allow your neck to fall in a place that's comfortable to you today. One more big breath in. As you exhale, untwist and twist gently to the side, and come back through center. So when we counter twist, it neutralizes the spine. Other side. So you're going to take your right hand behind you, left hand to the outside of your thigh, lift through the sides, and then twist. When I was little, I was very bad with left and right, very bad. My drove my mom nuts. And then we figured out I'm mostly ambidextrous, so I don't have a dominant side, so for me it gets very confusing because everything feels like the correct way, which for most people is like the right side. Not that right is correct, but hopefully you know what I mean. The more normalized version, I guess. One more big breath in. And exhale. And come back to center, gentle counter twist, and through center. Take some seated vinyasas this morning. So this you can do as many or as few as you'd like. So we allow the arms to start beside it. So you inhale to reach up, you might gaze up, or you can keep the gaze forward. And then as you exhale, hands to heart center, and you might lean slightly forward. And then as you inhale, come back up. Exhale to release the hands beside you. Inhale to reach up. Exhale. Again, you can stay upright or fold forward. Inhale. exhale. Inhale. So we'll take 3 more, or you can go a little bit faster or a little bit slower. So again, if you're not bending forward, you're just staying here for those couple rounds of breath. And then as you exhale, release the hands. Inhale. Nice. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One last time. Inhale. Exhale. This will help warm up our hips for our next exercise. And release. Nice. You may take some wrist circles. And another way. So one of my favorite exercises, and it took me years to learn this one. I don't know why it took so long, but I absolutely love it. So they're called Sufi grinds. So if you're sitting on something, you're welcome to stay seated. I'm actually going to come off of my prop for this one. But I'm going to pull it flush away from my sit bone so I'm nice and secure on the ground. My hands are going to stay on my shins. Okay? For this one, I'm not going to mirror you, but you can close your eyes so it won't really matter. Now lift up nice and tall. You're going to lean forward and you're going to take your body over to the right. And then you want to lean so far back that you're holding on to your shins. You're going to go over to the left and then all the way back forward. And you're just going to continue here. So if you want to close your eyes, please do. And this will really help to open up into the hips. It'll help to stretch and strengthen the low back, the low core. This one is really nice with like some primal music. Just really moving with your body and with your breath. We've been watching Vikings on Netflix, and the music is something I would definitely use in like a flow yoga class. And even my husband's been using it when he works. It's amazing how music can just like something so simple can really be kind of creative and motivating. Alright, one last round here. We're going to pause at the front, okay? And we're going to switch directions. So again, if for any reason this hurts or just you don't like it, that's fine. Just you can sit in meditation, you can add some shoulder stretches, anything that your body is really called to. I'm just here to guide you. I'm here to kind of do what I like to do and offer that to you as well. So make sure you're doing what feels good. And you might notice for me, I feel this a lot more on my right hip than I do on my left. And that's fine. It just means that side's a little bit tighter. We try to be as equal as we can in yoga, but there is imbalances in the body, so things are going to feel different. So we'll take one more round. We'll stop in center. Stopping here and up. Beautiful. We're going to extend the legs out in front of us and give the legs a little bit of a shake. We'll make our way into a tabletop shape. Alright. So we want to take the hands a little bit narrower than normal, so maybe not as wide as your mat, but totally up to you. Knees are underneath the hips. It should feel pretty natural, and the low belly draws in just a little bit. So we don't want to be tilting the tailbone up and dropping the belly down. We want to draw the low belly in so we create a nice flat low back. Elbows are soft. Toes can be tucked or untucked. And as you inhale, lift your tailbone, open your heart. And as you exhale, round. So some days you might notice that you can drop the belly quite a bit and it feels good, and other days you want to work in kind of less of a movement. So again, just do what your body feels is good. You might stay here, you might begin to add some hip shakes. So looking hip to hip. You might do that while you're flowing through your cat-cow. A few more rounds of breath. We'll come through neutral. And walk your right hand in just slightly, so it's almost right underneath your shoulder. Your left hand, you're going to bring your fingertips to your ear and your elbow stays out wide, and keep a nice soft bend into your right elbow. As you exhale, elbow comes to your forearm, and inhale to open. Okay, exhale to twist. Inhale to open. Exhale, and inhale. Let's go for 2 more. Open. Last time. And open. Beautiful. Hand comes underneath the shoulder, so we're shortening that stance, and then we're going to bring the right hand to the head, elbow points out wide. Exhale to round. Inhale to lift. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Let's go for 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Last time. Exhale. And up. Release the hands. We're going to flip the left palm, so the palm's facing to the sky. And then from here, you might lean back slightly if the wrist is feeling sore, or lean a little bit into it. So again, it should just feel kind of that fiery feeling. It shouldn't hurt. And then switch and other hand. This helps to release some of that pressure from the palms. Untuck your toes, take your knees a little bit wider, press back, child's pose. So whatever version of child's pose feels good. So you might have the elbows down, you might reach the arms all the way forward. You might bring the hands to prayer. Release your hands down, walk your left hand to the left side of the mat, and then stack your right hand on top of the leg. Send your hips back as you reach your fingertips forward. And walk your hands to center, other side. So right hand comes off your mat, left hand on top of the right. Hands come back through center. We'll take a shoulder stretch, so you can either stay in child's pose or you can shift back forward to tabletop. So whichever option works for you. I'll show from tabletop and then I'll come back to child's pose. So take the right arm underneath you. Okay? So when you're in tabletop, the bum goes really high into the sky. And if you stay in child's pose, it feels, I like to say, a little bit more congested in the shoulder, but you're lower to the ground. So whatever one feels better. And then you can either create a fist with your left hand and rest your head or your forehead. Just find kind of a comfy space. Back face center and other side. Reach both arms out in front of you. You might place the palms up if you wish. Breathe into the back of the body. Walk yourself up to sit on your knees. I'm going to face you guys. You can face it whatever way you want. So again, you can sit on your blocks. What I like to do for this is actually stack 2 blocks on top of each other, place them in between my heels. It just gives me a little more security and comfort. Or you can sit on one block or just sit on your heels. So whichever one works for you this morning. We'll take the left hand, so I'm mirroring you this time, left fingertips, or you can place the other block beside you. Anchor down at your hips, your right arm comes towards the sky, and I'm going to reach over. So what we want to try to do is lengthen out of the side of the body and then find that reach. You can gaze up, you can gaze forward. If this is too much on your shoulder, hand can also stay on your hip, whatever works for you. And back to center, bringing the block to the other side, reaching the left arm up towards the sky. So again, lengthen out of the hip to find that space in the side body, and then reach over. You might look up. And back, center. One last seated stretch. Take the hands behind you, clasp your hands together, reach the fists down towards the floor. So again, we don't want to arc the body forward. Okay, we really want to keep the tailbone reaching down, chest is opening. I like to press my fists against my lower back, but that's also kind of the weird carrying angle I have in my arm. So if you can pull your arms away and that feels better, please do. You can gaze down, forward, or up. And then gaze forward, release your hands, give the wrists a little bit of a shake, and into the elbows, and into the arms. I'm going to finish off seated meditation today, but if you do want to come onto your back for a more traditional Shavasana, please do. So again, just listen to what your body is looking for today. I think those are the meditation poses that get a little lumpy on one side. There we go. So you might have your legs crossed, you might have the legs out in front of you, you might be on your back. Eyes open, eyes closed, your choice. Just allow yourself to settle. Acknowledging how it felt to move, to breathe, to be with yourself this morning. And what feelings those brought up. A lot of time there can be guilt for taking time for yourself, especially if you have other responsibilities. And that's okay to feel that way. But it's also okay to take time for you. My favorite saying when I do teacher trainings is that you have to, just like the flight attendants say when you're on a plane, you need to put your own oxygen mask on before you can put on anyone else's. So you have to make sure that you're taking care of you before you can take care of anyone else. So that might be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it might be a whole day once in a while. That's all yours. And you might feel guilty, and that's okay too. But taking that time for you is one of the most important things you can do. Taking 3 more rounds of cleansing breath. And with your next exhale, drop the chin down towards the chest. Gently flutter the eyes open. Bring the hands to heart center in prayer. Keep the head bowed. May the light in me find the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's always such a pleasure to start my day with you. I will be announcing for November a weekly, I think I'm going to call it like Shavasana to Vinyasa, so more of an in-depth kind of walkthrough of a yoga practice, and so giving a little bit more knowledge and background on how to do yoga at home in a safe way. So if you're interested in that, you can message me for more info or just wait till that info comes out. My beta test group goes public today, so if you're interested in doing any one-to-one coaching, please let me know. I'll send you more info, and that link will be up over the weekend for more info. Have an awesome rest of your day. I can't wait to see you again next week. And if you have any recommendations or anything you want to work on in these morning classes, please always feel free to message me. I'm happy to take those into consideration. Have a good one. We'll see you next time. Bye.